Live from the box, man. Coming out of Charley Orlando, Rise.
Live in studio.
In studio also, man. That's a hot track there, Charley. I like that, man.
Thank you.
I like the sprinkle of the drums, you know. I like that. The congos there, dude. That was nice.
Well, I hear there's a lot going on. Tell us a little bit about that, because, you know, it got a good story, Slim.
Yeah, the all of that stuff you heard on the album even is all me, just all by myself with Ableton.
Nice.
Look at you.
So
wow.
it's some people might call it producing, but it's more of I basically got sick of trying to find people who would just go on the road and play music. So I decided to take it upon myself to learn how to use this program Ableton that a friend of mine turned me on to. And it's just amazing. You can do absolutely anything with this program. I mean, a lot of the music you hear on the radio today, I'm actually like, they're using it. They're not using a band. They're actually using Ableton as the backing tracks.
Wow.
Nice.
And I can totally tell right away when it's happening because I've been through that program like up and down.
Really?
And so what I did was I figured out how to get that whole sound live as well. So with just myself.
Nice.
So I bought like an interface and I cracked it open, and a friend of mine and I like soldered in all the like foot pedals. So we had hardwired in all these like momentary switching pedals, so I could do everything with my feet that you would do with your fingers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because I sat there with him, I was like, I need to figure out how to make this computer and this little pad thing work without me stepping all over the interface.
Wow.
And he's like, you want to use your feet? And I was like, I want to use my feet. I have to use my feet, you know, because I got the harmonica and everything's taken.
Right.
You know.
I can't use your nose.
Yeah.
Your
All my
elbow.
extremities
Well, all sorts of
kinda
things,
busy.
but I couldn't figure out any other way than to use my feet. So he helped me, and it ended up, the whole system ended up being, I was surrounded by pedals and all sorts of cool stuff, because along with Ableton, I would trigger other things and I would change things as I was going in the song. So it never really turned out to be the same way twice.
That's dope.
So there were certain loops I would use, and then there was ones I would make up as I was going, and so it was really cool. And I started doing this about in 2010. I started screwing around with it, and I got pretty far with it, but and I ended up getting signed to a record label because of the way it was sounding, and someone saw me in Atlanta, and the whole thing kind of snowballed, and it was going really well, and some personal issues happened, and a member of my family got sick, and I can't be on the road right now, and my record label just buried me. Like they were like, that was it.
The stories, the horror stories of it's one big business.
Yeah, they're like, we understand your wife's sick, but when are you going back on the road? And I was like, can't. I'm like, no foreseeable future. I have no idea. Like I'm still playing music and stuff, but I can't take it outside of where I can't get home that night.
That's right. And it's tough.
They did not want to hear that, and they called back 6 months later, same question. How's your wife doing? Still sick. Well, we need you back on the road. And it was like, I'm not going back on the road. Let's just record the other album, and I'll be out of your hair, and we're done.
Right.
Contractually,
that was this album.
Right.
This was the second album with them, and the producer was great. I worked with the same producer 2 times in a row down in Atlanta, and he's fantastic. And the music that came out, it was great. Like I really enjoyed it, but it's almost such a sore spot with me. I haven't done that setup since then. I just basically tucked it away in a drawer and went back to just playing my guitar and singing.
Wow. That's a great story.
You know what? It's a great story, and it really shows the industry side of things.
Yeah.
Because, as a label, it's like, I really like you.
Right.
But if you can't tour support.
Yeah.
And it's a change. It's a change in the industry, It
is a change in the industry.
There's no more album sales carry.
No, and there's no more development of an artist.
Nope.
Ever. It doesn't even come close to happening anymore. And it does on a level that's so small that nobody can afford to do anything.
Yep.
So it's like, it's such a bizarre music world to live in these days. But the thing is the power has never been more in the hands of the musician than it is now.
Ever before.
Yeah, ever before. Like, I can get my music all over the world in a matter of days from recording it. And that 20 years ago,
that was impossible.
It was impossible.
It's impossible.
Yeah. Not just impossible, but you were like saving all the money you could just to record a CD, which was like, now that a regular person can record a CD? Oh, that's unbelievable, because when I was even younger than that, it was like you had to be signed to a record label to do anything in a studio.
Right. It changes things too. Me and Slim talk about DIY a lot. We have these conversations on and off air, and how it kind of changes things. Like, you're right. You can get everything you need inside of your bedroom, record an entire album, and then get it to the world.
Yep.
You know, it's both good and bad because he has that, well, you know, that's great. And then, you know, I have the label side where it's good, but it's bringing down the quality of the music because you have inexperienced people mixing and mastering and putting it out there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you couple that with a sexy picture or some kind of gimmick, and now you have airways full of music that people like, but the quality isn't there.
Yeah.
It's kind of, you could just say it's crap.
Yeah.
I mean, it is.
There's a lot of it out there.
It is, and the thing is, there's a lot of people out there that can be in their bedroom with a laptop and sound amazing. There's albums that I love that were done on laptops. There's also albums that I've heard that are just god awful quality. If you know how to do it, go ahead and do it. But if you don't, go to More Sound. You know what I mean? Go to Subcat. Go to Mole Tracks. Go to someone who knows what they're doing.
Yeah, invest in yourself. Invest in yourself and take your music to the next level. It's one thing if you can invest all of, like our producer says all the time, everybody wants to buy a studio to make an album.
Yep.
Why not? Okay, I can't do all this myself. The same money that you took to buy the studio, go to the people's. Listen, this is the amount of money that I have. What can I do? Can you work with me?
With the amount of money that you would buy your own studio in-house for, you could record 2 albums probably.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
You know? 2 decent ones anyway. I mean, studios are really reasonable these days because they have to be.
In order to survive.
It's just like trying to sell your albums at a show. You have to be reasonable when you're pricing them. $15 just doesn't fly anymore.
It just doesn't.
Nobody wants to spend $15 on a hard copy of a CD when they can just on the way home flip Spotify and find out if you actually are an artist.
How about that?
You know what I mean? It's
exactly.
like if you're not on those things, then you're missing out. You're not in the game.
Well, we have you here all night. We're going to bring you back for industry insights.
Yeah.
But right now, there's one question that Slim likes to end every interview with.
So, Charlie Orlando, tell the people where they can find you. You know, Facebook, website, Funk and Waffles. Where is it at, man?
Where is it at?
Unfortunately, you can find me everywhere. My website is charleyorlando.com, and you spell Charlie with an L-E-Y, and the Orlando is just like Florida. That's the best way. That's the most current everything. And I like it better than Facebook and Twitter and all those things. I am on all those things. You can find me there. Just put my name in.
Yeah.
Like me if you feel like it. Don't. I don't think it makes a difference.
But if you want me, come to my website.
Yeah, yeah, right.
And I'm out there playing. I'll be downtown at Funk and Waffles on the 29th with an amazing artist from Rochester called Overhand Sam.
Great.
Awesome.
Great.
Awesome.
Thank you, man.
No,
Thank you for sitting in the big
come back
chair,
anytime
man.
you want.
Yeah, well, we're going to have you back in about 10 minutes for Industry Insights. We're going to get some more Charlie Orlando.
Deal. I won't be late.
Good. Right now, more music from Tall Bucks with Facts right here on 87.7, live from the box.
Fifi Entertainment.